Islam my deen, Allah my Lord, His word Quran, Muhammad Prophet, praise be upon him. I'm a Muslim for all of time.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا وبعد. In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the especially merciful. May the peace and the blessings of Allah be upon the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, upon his family, his companions, and all those who follow in their path until Allah Azza wa Jal inherits this earth and everything on it. I'd like to welcome you, dear viewers, to this episode launched by the title of Islamic Concepts. And what we'll be doing in these episodes is tackling a few of the important concepts known in Islam and to clarify the deeper meanings of these concepts so that when a Muslim applies these concepts, they're applied in their proper context and proper understanding. And also those who are non-Muslims, who are interested in knowing what the Islamic religion teaches, this would clarify for them the deeper understanding of Islamic concepts in the way that it is derived from the sources of Islam, the Quran and the Sunnah. Tonight we'll begin with the most important concept known in Islam. The concept that without it, no other deed, no other deed or creed or belief or anything related to Islam would be accepted or even taken into consideration. This is the foundation, this is the bedrock of Islam. And this concept is the concept of Tawheed. Tawheed is literally the counterpart of what's used in the English language as monotheism. Mono meaning one, theism meaning that there is no deity worthy of worship except Allah. The Islamic meaning, of course, monotheism means one God, or the belief in one God. However, the concept of Tawheed in Islam really goes into a further understanding. When the Prophet was performing pilgrimage, and during his initiative of entering into the state of Ihram, the state of sanctity, Jabir describes the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam as entering into the state of Tawheed. He said, وَأَهَلَّ رَسُولُ اللَّهِ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَسَلَّمَ بِالتَّوْحِيدِ. And the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he pronounced the state of sanctity, Ihram, by making the statement of Tawheed, and that's the known statement of Labbaik Allahumma Labbaik. Oh Allah, I respond to the call, I respond. And then of course the continuation of the statement which states the oneness of Allah in divinity, in lordship, in dominion, in His beautiful names, His perfect attributes, and so on and so forth. However, to further understand the meaning or the concept of Tawheed, one should know that Tawheed has different categorization by earlier scholars and later scholars, or even to be more accurate, scholars in earlier times and later times really differed in the approach that they defined the types or the different sections of Tawheed. And their difference really isn't different in meaning, it's just different in the way that they explained it, the way that they expressed it. And when you know this, you'll understand what I mean. One side of the scholars divided Tawheed into two types, which is known as Tawheed al-Ma'rifah wal-Ithbat, Tawheed of knowledge and confirmation. And the second part is Tawheed al-Talab wal-Qasd, and this is the Tawheed of asking, requesting, intending, and really it's the Tawheed of worship. When one intends an action, it's intended for the sake of Allah, none other than Allah. When we speak about the first form of Tawheed, al-ithbat wal-ma'rifah, confirming and knowledge, Tawheed of knowledge and confirmation, this is the Tawheed, or the part of Tawheed that literally relates to the idea of the Lordship of Allah. How do we know Allah? Of course, through the innate nature that Allah has instilled within us, but at the same time Allah revealed His beautiful names. He revealed that He is the Rabb, the Lord. He revealed that He is the Malik, Al-Malik, that He is the King, Al-Malik, the owner, Al-Malik, the Supreme King. All these names have been revealed to us, so it's knowledge, Al-Ma'rifah wal-Ithbat, which is knowledge that is confirmed through revelation. So these two types, the type that reveals to us the beautiful names of Allah, His Lordship, and then also the second type which reveals to us the concept of intending and requesting, meaning worshipping Allah in action, in deeds, in intention, in all matters related to the essence of worship. Here we can understand the other side of the scholars, or the other form of division, or the types that we find in the other categorization by other scholars, going all the way back to the famous commentator of the Quran, Ibn Jarir al-Tabari, and Ibn Mandah, or Ibn Mandah, the two different ways of pronouncing his name. Many others who have mentioned it prior to the time of Ibn Taymiyyah. The misconception that Ibn Taymiyyah is the one, rahimahullah and rahimallah al-jamii', may Allah have mercy on all of them, that he was the one who innovated these three types of Tawheed. This is a misconception on their part, and anyone who goes back and traces these works of these great scholars who lived in the 3rd century, 400 to 500 years before Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah, will find that they mention these three categories, which are the more common understanding of Tawheed. And we'll begin with them. Hopefully we can understand Tawheed in its reality, in its true essence. Tawheed is of three types, and really not far from the earlier two types that I mentioned. The first type of Tawheed is Tawheed al-Rububiyyah, Tawheed of Lordship. That is to recognize the oneness of Allah in His actions, the actions of Allah, that He is the one who gives life, He is the one who takes life, He is the one who provides, He is the one who sustains, He is the one who maintains, He is the one who is cultivating His creation continuously. He is the one who created initially. He is the one who continues to create. And these are all actions of Allah. This is the rububiyyah of Allah. This is the Lordship of Allah. And when knowing the Lordship of Allah, if we recognize that He is the one who created us, He is the one who provides and sustains us and maintains us furtherly, then we can conclude that He alone is the one who deserves our worship. He is the one who deserves our adoration, our love, in the sense of He is our Creator. When we recognize this, we can recognize that we shouldn't worship other than Him, and we should worship Him alone with no partner whatsoever. And this is the second category of Tawheed, and it's known as Tawheed al-Uluhiyyah. And Tawheed al-Uluhiyyah, or what is known as the form of singling out Allah in our actions. Remember, Tawheed al-Rububiyyah, the first type of Tawheed, Lordship of Allah, is to single out Allah in His actions, subhanahu wa ta'ala. However, when we're talking about worshipping Allah, we say Tawheed al-Uluhiyyah, or another form of expressing it is Tawheed al-Ibadah, Tawheed of worship. And Tawheed al-Ibadah is the concept of our actions directed to Allah alone. I ask Allah Azza wa Jal to guide us and to further teach us the deen, and to inspire us and to keep us steadfast on this guidance, and to seal our lives with the best deeds, and to guide us to the highest ranks of Jannah. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
I am a Muslim, Islam my deen, Allah my Lord, His word Quran, Muhammad Prophet, praise be upon. I'm a Muslim for all of time.